Hello, my name is Leola Epps. I am the founder of Elle's Corner. I am an entrepreneur. My Elle's Corner is actually established as a business where I create handmade items. I'm also an independent Avon sales rep, so check me out on my Avon. If any of you have been Avon customers, you can go on my website. It's www.youravon.com/Leola Epps, all one word. And you should um, be able to access my Avon store, my Avon website. And then you just go on there. And I believe, in fact, I do have it set up where anyone who purchases anything on my website gets 15% their items with 15% off per item. So go to my website, my Avon website, if you are an Avon customer and used to have Avon fabrics. A lot of things are discontinued, but they still have a lot of good stuff. All right, back to me. All right, so I am coming to you with a video on how to insert a nose guard on an already made mask. When the pandemic first came out, people was looking for the fabric mask, and you had different versions of masks, and still there's different versions of masks. How to make mask. So I do the 3D mask. Um, this one I was doing. I have the reversible mask as well, which I do in a different way. And I think I have a video out there somewhere. I got to find it where how I show you how to do this specific mask, and then I don't think I have a video for how to make the reversible mask. But what you need is your insert for the nose guard, and the insert actually looks like a tie twisty that you use to tie that you find on a loaf of bread packaging, or back in the day, I don't know if they still do, for those bags, garbage bags that needs to, you don't it's not one of those pull strings, but you still got to use a tie, whatever. I don't even know if they still have those, but that's what this looks like. So this is one of the ones I think, and this one I got this one free with a purchase when I bought some elastic for the ear loops, and this came with it. So I ordered some on Amazon. It was like maybe $6, $7, and then I ordered these by mistake, thinking I was ordering this. And I got this one, and I actually like this one better because it's got a little bit more width, and it's a little wider, and it's a little sturdier. The wires is on each end, versus this one is in the middle. The wires in the middle. Okay, and you can buy both of these types of up there. Both of these types of nose guard inserts um, from Amazon. They're not that expensive. Put this back up. So what I do is I'm trying to use up my old inventory, which is this one, the thinner one, and I use two inserts because of the 5/8 inch width of the ribbon. I can actually install two, and even if I use that other one that I had, it actually fits perfectly. Perfect on inside the casing. Yeah, like I said. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to cut, and this is like 4 inches, almost 4 inches long, almost 4 inches. It's like 3 3/4 inches long. So what you want to do is make sure that the strip that you cut is going to be a little longer, a little longer than your nose strip when you do your insert. So what you do is you need to purchase some satin ribbon or whatever ribbon, and I bought this at Dollar Tree. This is 5/8 inch. This is 3 yards, but I went crazy when I saw that video of Whitney Sews. That's where I got my tutorial from, my idea of how to do the nose guard insert, and I bought a bunch of this at Dollar Tree. I mean, I bought all of them: the orange, pink, blue, Then I went to Joann Fabric and also bought some just to keep it on standby. If I have kind of not, I stopped making masks, so whatever I have on my table that's cut out, the pattern is, I will be inserting a nose guard on that one. So I'm not making brand new masks. I'm just doing what I already have in the, that's in my little system, in my workflow system. So this is 5/8 inch, and again I got that from Dollar Tree, and that's only $1. That's 3 yards on this one. This one was 18. This was 6 yards on this roll, and again I bought this at Dollar Tree. So there you go on that one. When you cut your pieces, again, this is going to be this right here that I cut for my mask. It is approximately almost 5 inches, but I'll say it's 4 3/4. Okay, so what you're going to also do, you're going to take your lighter and you're going to burn the end, because this ribbon does fray. So you want to burn the end so it won't fray when you sew it. What you're going to do then is you're going to take your already existing mask, fold it in half to get the half mark, and that is right here. What you're going to also do is you're going to take your ribbon and fold it, and I say keep the shiny side up because that's the one that needs to be on the face. That's going to be touching the nose. You kind of want it to be comfortable. And so I folded in half to find the halfway point there. And then I'm going to go in about 1/4 inch down from the mask. About 1/4 inch down from the mask, and I'm eyeballing it because I've been doing this for a minute. I'm going to eyeball. I'm going to put the halfway marking, that I marked on when I folded it. I put that fold point right in the middle of the fold point of my mask. And again, it's only like 1/4 inch down. And then you're going to secure it in place. Probably put a pin in there. I don't put pins because then you're putting holes in the mask. It doesn't make it through. Sorry, my sewing machine light went out. Okay, so I'm going to figure out which end I'm going to add this to, which side. So I'm putting it on this side because I think this is a little bit more longer. So again, you're going to go 1/4 inch down, and I'm eyeballing it, and then I'm going to take my clip and put it and hold it in place. Put it in the middle and hold it in place. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to go on the top and sew all the way down, up, then down on this side, and then back down this way. Okay, and I'm going to pause the video to do this, and then I'll come back to show you what else I'm going to do. Okay, so I am back. So what I did was I sewed up one end. Yeah, sewed up. I sewed up one end, or sewed down one end. That is it. Sewed down one end, went across, and sewed back up. So see, you have a casing, not the perfect stitching, but you know, you're not really looking at that. And so then I have an opening right here. I have an opening. Oh, did I sew that? Please tell me I didn't sew. Okay. I have an opening. I have an opening right here, and I'm going to stick. Do I have an opening? Yeah. I have an opening right here. You barely can see it, but that's what you're doing. You sewing top, side, bottom, and so when you come to the end, you want to make sure you have an opening wide enough to insert the nose guard piece. All right, so I'm going to show you with the other one. I'm not going to put it all the way in. Okay, so I'm going to show you with this one. So that's why it's important to make sure that you leave the opening open wide enough to put. This one is the wider one, so this one can go This one can go inside without a problem. And again, you want to just do a top stitch at the top and at the bottom, where just wide enough where it keep the opening wide enough where you can put the nose guard in between it. So I'm not using this one. I am using the other one, my other nose guard. So I'm using two. I'm using two of these because they're more thinner. And so there is a rough, I don't know if you can see that, there is a rough kind of thing. So that is the one I'm going to lay down. And then there's a flat side. The flat side is the one that's going to go over the nose. So I want the flat side up when I insert this. So I want to make sure that I have both of these wires, these little things here, will go inside. Again, the rough side down, flat side of these up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert both of these inside the casing and make sure that it goes past. Okay, so you can see where is that? It's in there. It's past this part here. So what you want to do now is you want to seal it. You can leave it open in case someone wants to take it out and put a new fresh one in there. It's up to you, but I prefer to sew it and keep it sealed in so it won't come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this in here, flatten this down where I can get here. And you want to sew as close as you can to the end. Again, you want to make sure that those pieces the nose strips are not in the way where it won't break your needle. So I have now inserted my nose guard on my already pre-made mask. And that is just how simple that is. It's doing your nose guard and nose guard insert. And I want to thank Whitney Sews for doing her tutorial. I'll put that link in if I can find it, because I don't know if I saved that video or not. Saved it on my playlist, but this is how you do your nose guard insert if you already have a mask that does not have one. There you go. That should be it. I am going to do a couple of more videos. Don't know when, on the packaging of my products, and just give you ideas of how you can do yours for handmade items, and what I'm doing for my inventory, how I store my inventory of items. That is coming next, so be on the lookout. Be good, be blessed. Follow me on my Facebook page, Elle's Corner. I also have another business page in company named Gifted with Skills LLC. I'm working on trying to establish workshops, training, and mentoring. That's the three things I want to focus on my under that business name. I have a program called Help Me. And it's short for How Every Living Person Matters Every Day, but it's short for Help Me. So follow me on my Facebook page, Elle's Corner. Follow me on Gifted with Skills, and I do have the Facebook page for How Every Living Person Matters. Help me. So just check me out. Thanks for watching, and have a good and blessed day. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.